Pete, talking about counting teams out, 0-3 is pretty much a death nail. 0-4, we don't even really need to waste a whole lot of time talking about your playoff chances. And the Ravens really avoided a fatal shot last night. I said to Tiki early in the show, I said, I thought last night on a lot of levels, Peter, really is a microcosm of the Ravens organization. Just when you count them out, Steve Smith gets hurt. They're on the road. They're winless. They haven't played well, and their season's hanging in the balance. They steal one. It just seems like they are incredibly resilient, and they just, when it's time to win, they remember how to do it when they have to.
To me, last night, the Ravens got incredibly fortunate last night because they didn't play well. They have injuries everywhere. They don't have any receivers left. And so Josh Scobie helps them out. He misses 2 field goals in the last 2.5 minutes either of which would have won the game. Or would have basically forced Baltimore to go down and score a touchdown. And you had to figure that they just didn't have the manpower to go down and score at that point. So I think they got very fortunate. But again, luck a lot of times is the residue of preparation.
That's
you
true.
know, and so I think they are fortunate. But the one other thing I would say is that if you look at their schedule now, Cleveland and San Francisco the next 2 weeks, I'm not saying easily, but they're probably going to be 3-3. So not only did that save their season last night, but things are actually looking up. If they could just get a little bit healthy at receiver, and who knows, they may go out and sign a Hakeem Nicks or a Wes Welker or something to give them a veteran presence, which they definitely need at receiver right now.
Yeah, we pointed that out yesterday. If they were able to win one last night in Pittsburgh, that the chance for a winning streak was there. It's Peter King, SI, and of course MMQB, writer for the NFL, is with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio.
Peter, I was looking at some of the offensive line statistics, and you point one out with Richie Incognito. That name, and it's in infamy, is probably the top-rated guard in football right now. And he's up in Buffalo, obviously, and he's protected Tyrod Taylor, hasn't given up a sack yet. But when you look at this Battle of New York that's happening, the Giants are headed up there this weekend for a 1 o'clock game, and Rex Ryan has done what he did with the Jets. He's turned it around really quickly. Surprised, and is this Buffalo team the team that can ultimately challenge the Patriots?
Well, I think they made a couple of decisions, Tiki, on offense that really have shown up well so far. One of them, obviously, is picking Tyrod Taylor over Matt Castle and E.J. Manuel. And he looks like Taylor looks like he's a major upgrade over both those guys. It's only 3 weeks, so you got to be careful. But he obviously looks like he's going to be pretty good. And I think the Incognito thing, I'll tell you this. The Denver Broncos were looking into Incognito last year, and for whatever reason, and you can probably figure that, you don't really know exactly what you're getting with Richie Incognito, but they decided not to sign him. And now with the offensive line problems they've had in Denver, and some other teams having offensive line problems, Rex Ryan, Doug Whaley went out on a limb, signed Incognito. He's played great in 3 games. He's allowed 0 sacks and 1 pressure. And, it's funny. I talked to him the other day, and one of the things that he said to me was, I didn't want to sit out last year. I wanted to play because you only have a finite number of years that you can make a living in this game. But he said, now when I look at it, I feel so much better that, in fact, it's a huge plus that he didn't play, that he has no pain. He said it's so rare to wake up on a Monday morning and really feel good, but that's the way he feels right now.
That's
so
interesting.
I think in some ways the Bills are the major beneficiary of A, a change in lifestyle for him, and B, total health.